So I have a question for you, Elin. Review question. If you don't mind me putting you on the spot here.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
So what biases do you have? Because a lot of times people when they're reviewing stuff or when people are watching reviews, they're always like, "Oh, you're biased towards this." And I'm like, to me, the way I figure is like I'm a human. Like I do have certain biases, right? I like certain things. Liking something is a bias, right? It's subjective. So I just try to be honest with myself first and with my audience. Like this is a bias that I have, and this affects things. And if you want to watch the video, that's good. If you don't, that's okay too. Just want to let you know up front. You decide. So is there anything like that you feel like is a bias? Like for me, it would be I like speakers with bass and deep bass extension. Like if it has those things and it's relatively neutral, I'm kind of like I like that speaker better than another one that's more perfect. But I let people know. Anything like that for you?
Yeah, well, I guess I know soundbars are the rage right now just because of how easy they are to hook up. As far as just like your average consumer who probably has never dealt with home theater before, a soundbar is probably what they're going to go for to just be an introduction to home theater in general.
Mm-hmm.
But like the various soundbars that I have tested, I'm just so team receiver, preamp, external amp, whatever.
Anything but.
Yeah, like it's really hard for me to be super enthusiastic about a soundbar system because I know personally that it's probably not going to live up to just having a good old-fashioned receiver and wired speakers. So that's probably my biggest vice. If some company reaches out to me and says, "Hey, can you review our soundbar?" Like the latest soundbar I did like a month or two ago was the new Sony A3000. And I mean, they sent me the smaller sub, the SW3, and then they sent me the smaller surrounds. And I mean, they did a pretty good job for what they're worth, but at the same time, they are pretty darn expensive for what they do.
Right.
So it was kind of, I really love Sony. I want to get my hands on the HT-A9 at some point because several comments have been asking for me to review that, just what my take on it is. So I'd love to review that, but they're just so popular right now.
Yeah.
Like you just can't get them. Like Sony was like, we just don't have enough to be able to send out to people just to review and then have them send them back.
Well, I've reviewed them thanks to this guy here, Stop the FOMO. He lives close by, so he was able to get those to me. And so I reviewed those a while back, but they've been out of stock for a long time. And he says the Samsung Q990B.
Yeah,
so Samsung is a Harman product, or I guess Harman is a Samsung product, right? So I would believe that they would know how to tune that thing. I've never tried them, but I've heard good things about their soundbars.
$1,500.
$1,400 for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what is up with this? It's an 11.1.
Just the bar itself, though, right?
Come on, man.
Can you pull it up? I want to see this. Let's give them a little bit of love here. Let's see what's going on here. If we were soundbar shopping, this is what it would look like.
So crazy. It's like, what are you guys smoking?
I've reviewed an LG that was like over $1,000, and I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Atmos.
No, that's true. I've reviewed one LG soundbar, and man, it was rough. I did not like it.
$1,400. That's crazy.
They do TVs really well, but when it comes to soundbars, they're lacking.
Come on, really?
Okay, Infinite Sound True, right? 11.4. What does it say in the small? What does it say in the small print?
Not really immersive. True be in quotations.
Says images are simulated. So this isn't real.
Okay.
Oh man.
So wireless Atmos, and so you know what? This is the issue that we've talked about before with Atmos. Is like it's on here. It says Dolby Atmos, right? The person who's buying this probably like, if I'm shopping for soundbars, I should have Atmos.
Mhm.
And
right?
see,
That's
my
probably
bias,
one of the criteria. So
my bias is I'm looking for how big is that subwoofer.
I know, right?
Now, I want some decent bass. See all specs right here.
yeah.
All right, so we've got 656 watts. Notice there's a question mark.
Easy AC Tech.
Question mark on it. That's even
11 channels. 11 channels.
I mean, come on.
How does that work? How
They
many?
They don't even tell you how big the subwoofer is.
Oh,
That ought
no.
to tell you something.
Yeah.
It's probably six. Yeah, that was my guess.
That's a lot of specs for not a lot of
So
information.
11 point. What is that even? Hold on. 11.1.4.
Yeah.
So you know that we've
Oh.
been messing around with Atmos lately, and I think 7.1.4 is like kind of the limit for home, like just generally like what's available, content that's available, stuff like that. Right?
So
Once
here's
you
a little
even
bit of-
higher up is 9.1.6. So having wides and top middles. This is saying 11?
Mhm.
What? How?
So a lot
What
of
does
them,
it do?
so you can see there's probably one here. There's several up firing. So that would be your 0.4. But then the
Okay.
11, I think, is all of this up front.
Oh, they're counting all.
Side surrounds. That's your front wides, I guess, right here. And then you got probably
Okay,
five.
yeah, front wides. Those are probably like surrounds. I'm curious. Let's see.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find the picture of.
How does
Maybe
this
they'll show.
How is it 11 channels? So
Not
normally you have
two of them are
left,
speakers in
center,
the back.
right. Right?
Yeah,
That's
you can see,
3.
like there's one here, one there. So that's 3, 6,
Okay.
7, 8. So there's 8. Okay, and then 3 up front. 9, 10, 11. That's what it is. So you have LCR.
But it's,
Okay.
3.
LCR.
yeah, 3.
You gotta have like front wides, I guess.
Okay, wides.
So that's 5, and then the sides right here going out the sides. That's 7.
Okay, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but like let's just say surrounds.
I'm still missing some. Yeah, and then there's these
Surrounds,
two.
and then let's say rear surrounds. We're at 9.
Yeah, so there's probably another pair of speakers, like maybe right to like in between the left
I don't
and
understand.
the right. I don't know.
I don't
like I said,
understand. Okay.
Are they
It's pretty wonky, man.
are
There's
they
no,
counting radiators? I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really say. Of course, I mean, they're not going to show you what all's in there. I mean, they're probably, 2 inches at best?
Okay.
I'm about to buy one and just find out.
Ike says it has 2 wide surrounds and front wides. Okay, so 2 wide surrounds. All right, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's janky.
All right. Well, they better know their psychoacoustics to pull that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From a sound bar, making it sound like that. I don't know. I mean, I wish it were true. You know, I wish it were true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sennheiser's new Ambio Max and Ambio Plus, their claim to fame is that it's a soundbar that can pull off 7.1.4 with just the soundbar, no rear surrounds or anything.
Yeah.
So
They're relying
I don't know
on
how they get away with that.
reflections. Well, they're relying on a whole lot of reflections,
Yeah.
you know. So
I wish it were true. I wish it were true because that would be pretty cool. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if they're there yet. I mean, Sennheiser they do a lot of stuff with psychoacoustics, right?
Yeah.
So they've been doing stuff
I've
with
got
that.
several of their microphones. I've got several of their headphones. I'm like a pretty diehard Sennheiser fan. And every time I reach out to them to try and get some review, they're just crickets. They just ghost me. Nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what their deal is.
I heard I think it was a Sennheiser, soundbar, one of their it was pretty expensive. I wasn't that impressed. Now he did have some like vaulted ceiling, so you're not going to get any kind of reflection off that, but it just wasn't that great. I was
Randall
like,
says-
okay, it's a soundbar.
I'm pretty sure they only have the Ambio. It's just the Ambio Max and Ambio Plus. That's all they offer as far as soundbars.
Yeah, I don't know what model it was, but
Yeah. Well, I'm open to it. Like I said, I'm open to the idea. The only, the sound bars that I think that I can recommend to people are the Sonos ones. Just because they're tuned pretty well. You know what I mean? Like when I looked at the response, I measured them. I thought they're just going to be all over the place, but it looks like they're trying to go for the right thing. You know, despite any limitations that the soundbar has with regards to, you know, spaciousness and stereo imaging and all, you know, physical limitations, overall, it sounds pretty decent. Like I can imagine somebody getting that and saying, "Oh, I like this." And on top of that, their app and like the wireless streaming, whole home audio, you know, they have their ecosystem, which is kind of the bad part, right? So you like this, you like the Sonos Beam, Sonos Arc, whatever it is. Oh, you want to add a sub? Oh, there's got to be a Sonos sub. You know, you can't just add any sub. Are you crazy? That's the tie-in that I don't really love about it. But the tuning on those is pretty good, and I can imagine somebody just enjoying them. You know,
especially music, because I've actually got. We're still hopefully moving into our new house before Thanksgiving, fingers crossed, but if not, definitely before Christmas.
Damn, congratulations.
Thank you. We've been living in this little house that my brother-in-law owns for 10 months now. So we are ready to move.
And that's the one that you did the home theater in the room, right?
In the shed. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, our new home is just a half a mile away from here. So I'll still be going here. I'll be commuting here to go into the shed and mess around and do.
So that'll be your studio.
There.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, right now in our little living room, we've got a Sonos Beam and a couple of SL1s behind us, and yeah, it sounds fantastic, especially with music. Sonos has dialed in their stuff for music reproduction so well.
Have you noticed on the Sonos that they make it sound like it's further back than it actually is? Like the soundstage doesn't sound like it's just there. Like it sounds like it's a little bit behind. It's like a cool trick that they do. I don't know exactly how they do it, but it sounds further back. And of course, they try to make it sound wider, which everybody does.
Right.
But they pull it off, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
But still not better than 2 bookshelf speakers and a sub, in my opinion. Make sure to check out our audio-only version of the podcast at anchor.fm/Daily HiFi, or just go to your favorite podcasting service and search for Daily HiFi.